Welcome to this next class of dielectrics. In the previous class, we have learnt how to calculate the pressure on a surface of a charged conductor and derived this equation P is equal to sigma square by 2 epsilon naught. We have also expressed this equation in terms of potential, where potential is V divided by R bracket square into epsilon naught divided by 2. Now in this lecture we are going to find or understand how to calculate the change in the radius. We have seen in the previous class an example of a soap bubble where when it was charged its radius increased or it increased in size. That was because of more pressure that is applied because of the charged particles. In this lecture, we are going to study how to calculate this changed radius. Be careful, we are talking about the change in the radius, the difference between these two, dr. And the reason for this change in the radius is because of the charge that we have applied on this soap bubble by using maybe a plastic rod. So let us draw this soap bubble here. Now this is the initial condition. This inner bubble is the initial condition where it is not charged, and we know that in the initial condition there will be atmospheric pressure from outside as well as from inside. This atmospheric pressure will cancel out each other, but in the inside there will be also some additional pressure which is creating this bubble. This pressure is called as the excess pressure. This excess pressure is given by 4 times the surface tension divided by the radius. Excess pressure is given by this equation. We are talking about the initial condition when it is still not charged. Now when it is given a charged, we know that the size of the bubble will increase. Initially the radius is r, now it will become to r dash. Let us say it becomes r dash. Now the initial pressure which I have denoted by red arrows, now that initial pressure will decrease and become P dash. Let us call it P dash. Why has it decreased? Because the radius has increased. We can see the equation is 4t by r. The radius increases and the initial pressure which was there, which was creating that soap bubble, has decreased. But now there is also an additional pressure which is due to charged particles. This is due to PQ, which is due to the charged particles. We know the equation for the pressure due to the charge is sigma square divided by 2 epsilon naught. Now this new bubble, the increased size of the bubble, the net pressure will be 4t divided by r dash, 4t divided by r dash. This will be the net pressure on the new bubble. Now this, as you can see in the diagram, the new pressure is because of both the pressure due to the charges that we have given and the initial pressure that was there, which has now decreased. So this initial pressure which was decreased, P dash, and the pressure due to charged particles will create this new pressure, net pressure, that is 4t by r dash. And this P dash we can find by subtracting this 4t by r dash minus PQ. We know that this PQ is sigma square divided by 2 epsilon naught. Now this sigma is nothing but charge divided by the surface area. The surface area here, it will be 4 pi r dash square. 4 pi r dash square. Okay, I am writing the dash, or let us say it is r1. We will say it is r1. Otherwise it will become difficult to write the powers. So sigma square, that means it will be 4t by r1 minus sigma square will be q square divided by this whole square, that means 16 pi square r1 raised to 4 multiplied by 2 epsilon naught. So if we multiply this 16 into 2, then we will get 4t divided by r1 minus q square divided by 32 pi square r1 raised to 4 into epsilon naught. This will be equation for the pressure that has decreased. Let us call this equation number 1. Now we also know from the Boyle's law that pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Inversely proportional to the volume of the substance. And pressure, that means we can write, is inversely proportional to the radius q. If we remove this proportionality sign, we will get some constant, let us call it k divided by r cube. Now if we differentiate this equation, p is equal to k divided by r cube with respect to r, dp by dr, then we will get k, which is a constant, d r raised to minus 3 divided by dr. If we differentiate this, we are going to get minus 3k divided by r raised to 4. So we get an equation for change in pressure with respect to radius. Now dp by dr we can also express in terms of, as we know, pressure is k divided by r cube. So we can write this as 3 divided by r into k divided by r cube, so that we can substitute this k divided by r cube by p from the previous equation. So differential pressure dp we can write as minus 3p by r into dr. Let us call this equation number 2. Now this is the change in the pressure or the differential pressure. Now this change in the pressure or the differential pressure is caused due to the charges that we have introduced. So this dp is nothing but pressure due to the charged particles. Now we know that the pressure due to the charged particles is nothing but sigma square divided by 2 epsilon naught. If we substitute the value of sigma square, we will get q square divided by 16 pi square r raised to 4 into 2 epsilon naught. If we multiply this, then we will get q square divided by 32 pi square r raised to 4 into epsilon naught. This is the pressure due to the charged particles, and this is also the differential pressure. Now we have found out equation for differential pressure. So let us substitute that, 3p by r into dr. So dp means 3p divided by r into dr is equal to q square and this whole term 32 pi square r raised to 4 into epsilon naught. We can cancel this r and one power of this r on the other sides, and we will get an equation for dr, which is the change in the radius, will be, I think so, we have forgotten to write k. No, k is not there in this equation. So dr will be equal to q square. This 3 and 32 will multiply, we will get 96 p pi square r cube into epsilon naught. R raised to 4, one power was cancelled by the radius on other side. So this will be the equation for the differential radius or the change in the radius, where P in the denominator is the atmospheric pressure, R in the denominator is the radius of the soap bubble. This is the initial radius before giving the charge, and Q is the charge that we give on that soap bubble. So using this equation we can find out the change in the radius, and this dr can be easily found. So now let us try to solve a problem based on this. In this problem, again we are given a soap bubble which is of radius 6 centimeter, and it is given a charge of 48 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulombs, and the atmospheric pressure is 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square. We have to calculate the increase in the radius, that is the change in the radius we have to calculate. So we have the radius of the soap bubble that is the initial radius, it is 6 centimeter, that means it is, we can write 6 into 10 raised to minus 2 meters, and they have given us the charge which is 48 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb, and the atmospheric pressure which is 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square, and we have to calculate the increase in the radius, that is dr. As we know, dr will be equal to q square divided by 96p pi square r cube into epsilon naught. So let us substitute these values. Q square, q we have 48 into 10 raised to minus 9 bracket square divided by 96, atmospheric pressure is 10 raised to 5, pi square will be 3.142 bracket square, radius cube is there, that means it will be 6 into 10 raised to minus 2 bracket cube into epsilon naught. Epsilon naught is 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. So let us first check the powers. In the numerator we have, let us first only calculate the powers, then we will see the numbers. We have 10 raised to minus 9 square, that means we will get 10 raised to minus 80. In the denominator we have 10 raised to 5, 10 raised to minus 2 cube, that means we have 10 raised to minus 6 and 10 raised to minus 12. Okay, we will first simplify the powers. This here, if we solve this, here we will get 10 raised to minus 1. So 10 raised to minus 1 into 10 raised to minus 12, the total that we are going to get is 10 raised to minus 13. So in the numerator we will have 10 raised to minus 18 plus 13, that will give us the power, that is 10 raised to minus 5. So the simplification of the power will result into 10 raised to minus 5. Let us rub these quantities. So this will give us nothing but 10 raised to minus 5. Now let us check the numbers. We have 48 square, that means 48 into 48 will get 2304 divided by 96 into 3.142 square, that is 9.87, and then we have 6 cube, that is 216, and we have 8.85. Now let us multiply this and see. So we will have 2304 in the numerator. In denominator we will have to multiply this 96 into 9.87 into 216 into 8.85. So this will give us 1811279.2. This will be the number. So let us divide this. 2304 divided by 1811279.2. If we divide this, we are going to get 0.00127 and so on into 10 raised to minus 5. So this will be in meters. This is the change in the radius in meters. If we write it in centimeters, that means it will become 0.127 10 raised to minus 5 centimeters. So this will be the change in the radius.